City of Warren Evers, Joshua Gardner, 24459.
Your Honor, good morning, Richard G. Solano, P33828, appearing on behalf of my client. Your Honor, this is the date time set for arraignment pretrial. Please state your name, sir. Joshua Gardner.
All right, good morning, sir. And today, counsel, as you've indicated, is a date for the arraignment pretrial. As to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I advise my client the nature of the charges against him, the possible penalties be from this court or any other administrative agency. He understands them. Also, has been read all of this by his rights, and thereby would waive formal reading. Stand you.
Court will waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. And then as to the plea counsel, the pretrial counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, after pre-trying the matter with my client and the prosecutor, he wishes to take the offer that the prosecutors offered in that prosecutor amended the complaint to account for simple distraction, careless driving. I find that responsibility for that, that's accepted by the court, the original charge would be dismissed as per the prosecutor's motion.
Sir, please raise your right hand.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you spoke to an officer that, or you and your attorney today, you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the very generous offer, sir, careless driving, how do you plead?
Responsible, Your Honor.
And you do know there's 3 points on your record.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you add that to the 4, that's 7. There could be some licensing sanctions. You understand that?
Yes, Your
And knowing all that, you want to continue with your plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court's reviewed the report, and the court will accept your plea. So you might charge, dismiss the original charge per the plea agreement. Sir, I don't know what in the world you were thinking.
That's about what I told him.
What were you thinking, sir?
I don't know.
No, don't tell me you don't know, because you made the conscious decision to drive by there once, then you went back by there. And then your behavior, excessive acceleration, squealing the tires, right? That was all done on purpose.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't tell me you don't know what you were thinking. What were you thinking when you decided to do that?
Just trying to impress my friends, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Trying to impress my friends, Your Honor. There were some passengers.
Where are those friends right now? Where are those friends right now? Right, they're not here. You're here. You're before the court. You're the one that had your license in jeopardy with the reckless driving. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
You just turned 18, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so you're graduating high school this year?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
From where?
South Bay, High School.
Okay. Do you want to live to graduate high school? I suggest you stop this type of driving, sir. When's your graduation?
June 4th.
Did you purchase this vehicle for yourself, or was it given to you as a gift?
For my dad, Your Honor.
Has it since been taken away? Well, perhaps that might be something that's considered, given the fact that it doesn't appear as though you know how to appropriately drive this vehicle. You now have 7 points on your record. Perhaps you're not mature enough to be able to drive a Camaro. You're lucky you didn't kill somebody, sir, including yourself. That's $200. You have that to pay today.
Yes, sir.
All right, please have a seat in the lobby. Somebody will be with you shortly. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and so we are on the record in the matter of the city of Riverview versus Erica Jackson, 24327.
Your Honor, good afternoon, Richard G. Solano, appearing on behalf of my client, this being the daytime set for sentencing. And please state your name, ma'am.
Erica Jackson.
All right, thank you. And, okay, it's my understanding that Ms. Grote, who was a victim in this matter, well, actually there were 2 victims. The other one was the driver of the semi-truck. But I don't believe that person was notified that the victim was here, but I don't believe it's here any further.
There was no restitution issue, Your Honor.
Oh, I don't think that's accurate, counsel.
That's at least where I got from the report.
I understand that. But it's my understanding that the restitution amount was sent over to Mr. Carmen, and I don't know that that was sent over to the court. So the court ended up getting a copy of it, which appears to be, so I'm not clear on it, is it the $25,120.23 is the restitution amount, or the cost is going to it's going to cost insurance to fix it, and then Ms. Grote's amount was $1,000 out of pocket. You don't know if Ms. Grote's present still?
I don't believe so, Judge. Does anyone see this growth?
Okay. So this is your days to date schedule for sentencing on your client's plea to an amended charge of failed to report and no proof of insurance. Counsel, do you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation in this manner?
Yes, sir, it is. I have reviewed it with my client. Probation hold, nothing pending, is that correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
You time to pay, you find the cost.
Well, ma'am, you get into an accident and you take off. Why?
Am I honest? I'm not sure. I've never been in trouble before, and I'm very nervous. I'm not sure what am I allowed to speak freely? I don't know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm allowed not to do.
Well, sure. I mean, your attorney's right there. He can direct you if you're going too far, too much afar. But go ahead.
I'm under a lot of this stress with my work and home life. I lost my sister and my dad, and I've been extremely stressed out. And I go to my sister's grave time to calm down for my boss while I'm at work for my lunchtime. And I was just very stressed out that day, and it wasn't my brakes. I just got $900 worth of work done on my car prior to this. It was 3 days prior to this, and when I went to hit my brakes, everything locked up, and it wasn't meaning to, I wasn't taking off, my whole motor, everything locked up, so I don't know, it wasn't intentionally, and I'm truly sorry, and I'm thankful that no one got hurt.
Okay, I'm slightly confused. You hit the person.
Well,
But then you didn't stay there. So you're saying that your engine and everything locked up. That would tell me that it wouldn't move anywhere.
No, when the semi in front of me was having problems, and then the car I was still nervous. So lately with the trauma, my brain's don't process anymore like it should be. So it wasn't intentionally my car locked up and the accelerator got stuck to the motor. And when it took off, I don't know, I had brakes done, or tie rod, so I don't know. I got it from a tire shop done, so I don't know if they didn't do something right. And when I hit my brakes really fast, everything kind of locked up. And when I was trying to brake it, my car kept going. And when I bumped to the officer's wife, it jammed my accelerator to my motor, and when it calculated back and flew me. And I was trying to stop, and I should have called the police, but I was worried about not stopping. So I wasn't never intentionally to take off. That's the first thing I asked Riverview officers, are they okay? So I worked really hard. I have a 16-year-old son. I'm not on welfare. I'm just trying to make it in this world. It's just extremely stressful. So nothing was intentional, and I am truly sorry.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure that you are. I'm sure that you are. So what I'm going to do is I don't find that
Thank you.
that there's reasonable ground. Thank you. That there's reasonable grounds to court on scale 769.5. The court's going to order fines and costs only and restitution. So what I'm going to order is I show a receipt of $1,000. Okay, I'm going to order $1,000. If it turns out that the $25,000 here is what's being requested, which I don't think that that's what it is, well, it'll be set for a restitution hearing. All right, otherwise I'm just going to order the $1,000 in restitution. And counsel, if you'd like an opportunity to look at that with your client, it's this last receipt here at Friendly Lincoln, which shows that $1,000 was paid. So would you like to look at that, counsel?
She accepts that, Your Honor, if that's in fact, of course, if it's a greater amount, we would ask for a hearing. But this appears to be standardized, out of pocket, usually deductible.
All right, and so the court's going to order the following. The court's going to order, it's a $100 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, cost of prosecution $300, crime victim assessment fee of $75, justice system assessment fee of $50 for $625 plus the $1,000 is $1,625. Okay. Do you have any of that to pay today, ma'am? Well, okay, I don't want to take your $40 right now. Okay, so what can you pay per month and what day of the month works best?
I can, middle of the week works best because, I pay rent and everything in the beginning of, or middle of the month. Because I pay, rent and DT in the beginning of the month. So middle of the month will help me a little bit.
Okay.
$100 a month?
How much? You can do $100 per month? Okay. So I'm going to order $100 per month, middle of the month. Can you start this on, let's say, June 17th?
Yes, that would be perfect.
Okay. Okay. All right, ma'am. Just have a seat over in probation, just in case I need to give you anything regarding, your restitution payment. Ma'am.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Oh, it's hot in here.
Go! You hand me my screen box.
Now go freak.
This is on the record of the city of Wyandotte versus Justin Carlton, 24416.
Your Honor, good morning, Richard T. Strano, P33828, appearing on behalf of my client. This being the daytime set for a arraignment pretrial. Please state your name, sir.
Justin Carlson.
All right, thank you. And so today's the date scheduled for the arraignment pretrial in this matter. And counsel, as to the arraignment, please.
Your Honor, we waive for reading statute. My client did violate his rights as a nature of the charges against him all next year.
All right, the court will waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. And as to the pretrial, counsel.
Your Honor, my client wishes to avail himself of the offer and that he will plead guilty to the amended charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. He understands what that entails, and if the court accepts that plea, the original charge will be dismissed as per the prosecutor's motion. We're ready for the court's examination.
Please raise your right hand. There's no talking in court. Please step outside. Sir in the green shirt, outside.
Let's go. Come on.
Outside, please. Thank you. 3 different people, I mentioned that too. Sir, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. You heard the plea that you're trying to place on the record, correct?
Correct.
As to the amended charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, counsel, if you can please order your client.
Mr. Carlton, on April 17, 2024, about 3:30 a.m., we're in the city of Wyandotte.
Yes, sir.
To have contact with the police,
Yes.
and you were in a vehicle, correct?
Yes.
And upon the police officer investigating further, he discovered that you had some a vial in your car that was used for drugs. Is that correct?
Yes.
You had that in your possession. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was the glass vial, plastic vial. What was it?
It was a little glass bottle.
I'm satisfied.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the amended charge, dismiss the original charge per the plea agreement, and you'll be coming back for sentencing, sir, as to bond counsel.
Your Honor, my client tells me he's not presently on probation or parole anywhere, and he is going to appear in court. He's never had a failure in that regard. We hope the court would let him go with a personal bond.
Sir, where is it that you work?
I'm currently not working.
Why is that?
I have no one to care for my children. Unfortunate circumstance happened where their mother is no longer in the picture, and I lost my job. To try to take care of her, FMLA didn't go through. So I've been I haven't been yet approved for state care yet. And I don't have any way to watch the children.
How old are your children?
1 and 6.
And so how long has it been since you've not been working, sir?
8 months.
And so how are you supporting yourself and the children?
girlfriend, she has a place of her own, I've just been kind of struggling.
If you were to test today, sir, what's in your system?
Yeah.
I'm going to presume, sir, that you don't have any expendable income. No. So clearly, you don't have the expendable income for any drugs or paraphernalia.
Correct. Would you believe that it was mine?
I'm not saying I don't believe you, sir. I just don't know enough about anything right now to say if I believe that or not, right? I'm not saying that that's not truthful or accurate. I just can't answer that question right now. So here's what the court's going to do, sir. The court's going to order a $7,500 personal bond. You're personally guaranteeing your return to court, not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no hydrocodone, nothing unless you have a valid prescription. Do you have a valid prescription for anything right now?
No.
Okay. All right, have a seat, please. You're going to over information and somebody will be with you shortly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day. Yeah, somebody will be over with you over information.
Your Honor.
All right, we are on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Brandon Prather, 232157.
Right, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Neil LaVoy here on behalf of Brandon Prather, who appears via teleconference from the Wayne County Jail. Mr. Prather, can you state your name, please?
Brandon Prather.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good morning. And today's the date scheduled for the pretrial counsel. And as to the pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is prepared to plead guilty as charged in the offense of possession of paraphernalia. The attorney has also made a notation that his recommendation would be fines and costs. I would like to address that as well.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand. Do you understand? Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. And sir, you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Yeah.
As to possession of drug paraphernalia, count one, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney. You may lower your hand, sir. Thank you. You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sir, in this instance, there's a recommendation for fines and costs only, but you understand that this court doesn't have to follow that recommendation.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. And knowing all that, sir, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, counsel, if you can please barge your client.
Yes, I will, Your Honor. Mr. Prather, you recall being in the city of Wyandotte on about the 30th of September of last year?
Yes.
At that time, did you happen to have an interaction with a Wyandotte police officer?
Yes, I remember that with the Wyandotte police officer pulling up and finding a crack pipe or, yep, in Wyandotte, I think it was Wyandotte, yeah.
Thank
Was
you.
it a
You had in your possession, you had drug paraphernalia, namely crack pipe.
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe that satisfies the terms of the offense to which you plead.
Yes, the court does find the plea as knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea per the plea agreement. And the counsel as to sentencing.
Regarding the situation, Mr. Prather is he's a mentally challenged individual. In my short interview with him, that's my clear conclusion. He advises that he's been locked up apparently on this offense for about 30 days, unable to post any sort of bond. He is essentially signed up with a program through a church. There is counseling that's awaiting him through Team Wellness. He has medications that need to be updated, revised, reinstituted, and he would like to be released so that he can pursue that assistance that he obviously so desperately needs. I'd ask the court to waive fines costs at this point. I think there's no possibility that Mr. Prather has any ability to pay any fines costs.
Okay, well, Mr. Prather's been in custody in this matter for 8 days.
8 days.
Well, let's see. Including today, 9 days. Because he was, supposed to have been here back in, on December 5th, and he failed to appear. And so a warrant was issued, and he was in custody. And I believe that was as a result of a matter in Lincoln Park, potentially where he was arrested, and then this matter may have been discovered, I don't know, because he has a pending matter in Taylor, pending matter in Lincoln Park, and this matter he failed to appear for. And that's in addition to the other convictions that Mr. Prather has on his criminal record dating back to 2011. Some felony, some misdemeanors. Are you currently on probation or parole anywhere, sir?
No. No.
Okay. And my notes from last week show that you are homeless, correct?
Yes.
How'd you get to Wyandotte, sir? Because it doesn't appear as though you're from anywhere near Wyandotte.
Taking psychiatric medicine. I got let out of the hospital. Then I went over. Then I was walking back to Taylor, and they plan on when I get out. After I get out, it'll probably take like a week after I get out. They're gonna give me an appointment medication. The group home's gonna come pick me up from the church. They house people in the church. They house them either outside or in the area. They don't bother nobody in Taylor because of the shelter, but yeah, no, they just have a rule in other cities, no sleeping in the city, so we know to catch the bus now. A whole bunch of homeless people got picked up going out there. They didn't know that they had a.
Okay. All right, here's what the court's going to order. Sir, the court's going to order 90 days jail, defendant to be tethered to mental health treatment through the Wayne County Jail. We're
Okay.
going to order mental health and drug treatment through the Wayne County Jail.
Okay.
The court will give you 9 days credit. The court will waive the fines and costs.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you, sir. All right, and so we are on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Michael Anaya, 24135.
Ready? Good afternoon, Richard T. Serrano, appearing on behalf of my client. This being taken for his sentence. Please state your name, sir.
Michael Nye.
All right, thank you. And today's the date scheduled for sentencing on your client's plea to count 1 of public intoxication. The resisting and obstructing was dismissed. And counsel, do you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation with your client?
Yes, we have reviewed that together, Your Honor. It is factually accurate. There are no additional corrections or deletions. My client tells me that he had some limited criminal history. He's self-employed doing recycling and some trucking. And, Your Honor, he's not using any drugs or alcohol. They're not prescribed to it. We would think that the recommendations are fair. We hope the court would adopt the recommendations and give my client a chance to pay fine and costs over the penalty of his probationary period. With that, Your Honor, the court's discussion.
So you were not even the original target of the investigation, sir.
I was. They told me to go on my way since I was in Wyandotte. I had to walk through River Road, Wyandotte to get to Detroit, which I was going to do the middle of the night. So I called my mom, which is here present. I see her drive by. She parks by the other side of the street, by where the cops were at. Try crossing the street, and they come over 7, 6 officers rushed me. They had a chance to talk. They tried to put me to the floor. They put me to the floor. They sprayed me on the floor in front of my mom, and they sprayed me again. I arrested.
So your mom was already there?
Yes. I was just waiting for her.
What's that?
I was just waiting for my ride.
So your mom wasn't quite there yet?
She was there, parked by the cops. Then when I tried crossing the street and they all jumped out the car, rushed me, and I just almost didn't do nothing, stood my ground. That was it.
What means stood your ground? What does that mean?
Well, resisted a little bit, and if my mom, in front of anyone, get arrested in front of my mother, so.
Well, it appears as though there was some concern about your safety in the roadway, which may have started all of that interaction. And it appears though, based upon your level of intoxication, that maybe not all of that was able to be processed the same as it would had you not been intoxicated.
Made a mistake by staying, waiting for my ride. I seen her drive by, so I crossed the street, and that's when they jumped out the car, came at me.
Okay, and I think I may have even said this at the last time that you were in court, is that, if you have an issue with how something is handled, in the moment is not necessarily the best time to try to address that. There's a process that you can follow if you have some concerns.
Listen, I was getting medical attention for the spray, my legal, so.
I'm sorry, what about medical attention?
I could get sprayed in the pepper spray, is for see some type of medical attention to wipe it from your face before getting knocked up, so.
Okay. You're disturbing the peace, sir. Or I'm sorry, you're operating while visibly impaired by alcohol 5 years ago,
Yep.
4.5 years ago.
Yes.
How often do you drink alcohol, sir?
Like maybe once a week.
Only once a week? And how often do you drink? Okay, well, you now have 2 alcohol-related convictions on your record, sir.
And that's not good since I'm a truck driver, that's not good for me. And I'm sorry for cold, they're not gonna let me coach no more, so. With this on my record,
So, sir, where do you coach soccer?
I need permission.
Well, I didn't see that anywhere in the report.
I coach from 8-year-old to, to my age.
All right.
If
So,
I
yeah,
may add one more thing.
yes,
It looks like there was a $250 bond posted, but my client feels that it's in someone else's name.
for his name.
It is in his name? Okay, I think you do that. And we're asking for time to pay, Your Honor. He can pay $50 a month. Any day is fine.
All right, the court does find there's reasonable grounds to Department MCL 769.5 after hearing from counsel, hearing from Mr. Anaya, reviewing the report, the recommendation, the police report, the criminal history. The court's going to order 12 months probation. You're eligible for early discharge. I'll go over that shortly. You're not to violate any criminal law of any of government. You're not to leave the state without the consent of the court. You are to report truthfully to your probation officers. The office of your probation officer may require, in person, writing, or virtually. You're notify your probation officer immediately of any change in address or employment status. You're not to use any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed, and be subjected to random testing. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so the court can monitor your progress in maintaining absence and sobriety. You'll have to enroll and participate in outpatient substance use counseling. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so that you can have assistance in providing coping mechanisms to maintain sobriety and prevent relapse. The court's going to also order you to participate in 5 days of the court workforce. The rehabilitative goal for that is for you to further develop work and life skills and give back to the community.
I already do volunteer, in Detroit, like coaching, things like that, but.
Okay, I can appreciate that, sir. This is something a little bit different than that. $400 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, supervision oversight fee of $600. That's $50 a month at 12 months. Since you're eligible for early discharge, up to half of that may not be due. $300 for the cost of prosecution, crime victim assessment fee of $75, justice system assessment fee of $50, workforce of $200. That's 5 days at $40 a day. Total $1,725. You did post a bond of $250. So the court will apply that. There's a balance of $1,475. And how much can you pay per month, sir? And what day of the month works best?
$100.
Okay, we'll begin that June 28th, so this is the end of the month.
I wonder, is that gonna be taken off my record soon or no?
This was not done under any sort of, under advisement or otherwise, so no. All right, as I did state, you're eligible for early discharge so long as all the following have occurred. You've completed at least half of your original term of probation. All probation requirements have been completed. You've had at least 3 months without any violations. All monies have been either paid in full or you've made a good faith effort toward making full payment. All right, have a seat over probation, sir, and you'll get all that information in writing. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's go on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Daviana Harris, 24366.
Your Honor, good afternoon, Richard P. Serrano, P33828. Yeah, Your Honor, I appear as the counsel on behalf of my client. And this, excuse me, is the date and time set for her arraignment pretrial. Please state your name, ma'am.
Daviana Harris.
All right, good afternoon. And today is the date scheduled for the arraignment pretrial in this matter in council.
Your Honor, as to the waive formal reading, stand due.
All right, the court will waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty for purpose of the arraignment, and as to the pretrial.
Your Honor, my client was to avail herself of the offer and that she will plead guilty to the amended charge of having no valid operator's license in her possession. And also she will plead guilty, responsible to the amended count of no proof of insurance. As to the prosecutor's motion, if those pleas are accepted, the original charges would be dismissed. Report's examination.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. And so you heard your attorneys, you heard the plea the attorney stated on the record.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, I heard.
All right. And as to the amended charge of no operator's license on person, how do you plead?
Yes.
As to the amended charge of no proof of insurance, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, counsel, please run to your client.
Ms. Harris, on April 8, 2024, approximately 2:49 a.m., were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Wyandotte?
Yes.
At that time, you had contact with the Wyandotte Police, is that correct?
Yes.
Upon the police officer asking you to produce a valid Michigan operator's license, were you able to produce that for the officer?
No.
That's because of the fact that it was suspended on that day, correct?
Yes.
Right. Also, as to your insurance, when he asked you to produce a valid proof of insurance, were you able to give the officer that?
No.
And that's because you had none at the time, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea per the plea agreement. Since the original charges, and counsel, as to sentencing.
Your Honor, my client does have some history of this. I've talked to her father is present for support. I talked to both of them regarding she can't drive without a valid license, without a valid insurance in this state. She understands that. I said, one day, I hope it's not today, some judge may decide to put you in jail for these matters. So I think she has got the message, Your Honor. She's working full-time, part-time, is that correct, at Amazon? And she's single, she's forced no minor children. And Your Honor, fines and costs, she would need time to pay some fines and costs over a period of time. That, we leave it in the court's discretion.
Okay. And so, Ms. Harris, why is it you don't have a license?
Because I had to take care of the ticket and the condition. That I have been working on that in these last couple months this year.
Okay, so you don't have a valid license because you've gone without paying tickets. I'm sorry? Ma'am, we have to record you on there. I need you to speak up.
Yes,
Okay. So why were you driving on April 8th?
just trying to get on.
From? I'm sorry?
I was coming from Detroit.
Okay. I'm sorry?
I was coming from Detroit, from one of my siblings' home. I was trying to get home.
Okay, you don't get to drive to your siblings' homes. Take an Uber, take a bus, ask for a ride, pay somebody to drive you, have your sibling come pick you up. You don't get to drive. You don't have that privilege. It's a privilege to drive in the state of Michigan. It's not an automatic right. So you have to stop driving. How do you get back and forth to work?
I take a ride.
And your dad brought you here today?
Yes.
Does your dad work?
Repeat that?
Does your dad work?
Yes, he did.
So he had to take the day off of work to bring you here today. When I was then a big inconvenience. Because of your decision to drive a motor vehicle and you don't have a valid license, somebody else now has to take the day off of work to bring you here. Which is obviously better than you driving yourself, for sure. But your choices are now affecting other people. It's affecting your bank account because you have to continue to pay because you're continuing to drive without a valid license. At some point, you're going to get tired of that, aren't you?
Yes, I am sorry.
Tired of looking over your shoulder, hoping there isn't a police officer right by you when you're driving, right?
Yeah.
Very stressful. You can eliminate that stress. Is it going to be inconvenient and frustrating because you can't drive a motor vehicle and you have to arrange for rides? Absolutely. But the sooner you stop driving, the sooner you can get your license back. Which I'm presuming you want to do, right?
Yes.
Then stop driving. Stop driving. Whose car were you driving this day?
My vehicle.
How do you have a vehicle if you don't have a license? How did you register it? How did you get insurance? You don't have a valid license. How were you able to do all of that?
Because the insurance company allowed me to get insurance. Right now, I'm not driving a vehicle.
Well, perhaps instead of buying the vehicle, you should have paid off your tickets. That's what needed to happen first before you bought a vehicle, because you can't drive a vehicle right now. So you're paying insurance on a vehicle that you can't drive.
Is it true, Ms. Harris, that you've never had a Michigan operator's license? Is that correct?
Yes.
Right? So you continue to drive without a valid license, you continue to get tickets and you don't pay on those. Continues to suspend you. Even though you don't have a driver's license, you're still assigned a driver's license number because you end up getting a citation. And how old are you? And so you live in Southgate and you work in Romulus?
Yes.
The court's going to order a $300 fine on the no valid operator's license on person, $200 cost, crime victim fee $75, justice system assessment fee of $50, a total of $625, plus the $175 for no proof of insurance, a total of $800. How much do you have to pay today, ma'am? $100?
Can you pay $100 additional each month, ma'am?
Yes.
So you have $100 to pay today, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do $100 per month, beginning today. So that's the 29th of every month that you'll pay that. Okay? And who do you live with at the home, ma'am?
Myself.
Okay. I was going to say that way, maybe your dad can make sure you're not driving, but you don't live together. So make sure you're not driving, ma'am. All right? Because Mr. Reynolds is correct. There are some judges that will put you in jail, some judges will put you on probation, which is even more expensive. So you can step forward.
Harris,
Can you please state and spell your first and last names for the record?
EAVIDHARRIS.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, when like the $800, would that get her license? Would that clear her up out here so she can get her license?
So she's not suspended here. So the no operator's license on person, the no proof of insurance, abstracts on her driving license, her driver's license. The other matters that she has to take care of, that she's suspended from, she has to take care of those. Once all of those are cleared up, then she can contact the Secretary of State to find out about getting a valid license. Okay, so the other thing is though, to keep in mind, is that let's presume that she's suspended for 6 months and she picks up another matter that abstracts on her driving record. She could be suspended for an additional 6 months. But at that point, you know, all right, that's the end of it. After that, I get my license, okay? So that's something that you have to check with Secretary of State about regarding that stuff. Okay,
So, I mean, basically, take care of everything outside of this court
correct.
and including this court. So outside of this court, that can help her get her license.
Correct. So what I'm going to say is, I may regret saying this, but we are the court of least concern for you because you're not suspended out of this court at this point. You have a payment plan because you just entered into a plea. As long as you continue with that payment plan, there won't be any ramifications regarding suspension or otherwise out of this court because of failure to pay. The other courts that you have tickets in or suspended matters in that you haven't taken care of, those are the big problems for you right now. Okay, because you need to be able to take your tests and whatnot at the Secretary of State. You can't do that while you have all those pending.
Gotcha. So everything else taken outside of this court and everything is on.
Yes, it would be a good idea to go to the Secretary of State so they can give you a list of everywhere that you're suspended, and then you can contact each of those courts and find out exactly how much money is due and owing, and then they can even, the Secretary of State can even give you the information as to what steps you need to go through for that. There's also a program called Road to Restoration through Wayne County, and they may be also able to help you with that. Okay?
Thank you, Your
Good
Honor.
luck to you. All right, just have a seat in the lobby for your first statement, okay, please?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People are gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs the credit.